Hey, what's up, everybody? Hammerheart Metal Reviews here once again. Today we're doing another edition in my series where I go through 5 random CDs from my collection. Just stuff that I've been listening to in the car this week, some albums that maybe I haven't talked about or listened to in a while that I felt like talking about today. Not really any rhyme or reason to the albums that I'm picking, but I do like to sprinkle in some different subgenres here, so it's not just going to be 5 black metal albums or 5 power metal albums or 5 heavy metal albums. It's a little bit of everything. You know the deal by now. I've been doing this once a month for the last year and a half or so. So let's just get into this and talk about 5 outstanding albums. So kicking it off today, going with some Canadian content with Altars of Grief and their album Iris. So I feel like this one is severely underrated. This is some blackened doom metal, or as they coin themselves, Prairie Doom. They, like I said, are from Canada. This has a huge Woods of Prey influence and vibe to it. If, look at the album cover there. You can kind of feel the dread dripping off of the album art itself there. And you've got songs like Isolation, Desolation. So the song titles kind of paint the picture here. But yeah, front to back, this just oozes sorrow. It is such a heavy and emotional album. Yes, it's got those blackened touches, and even the screams almost have, I don't want to say like a hardcore tinge to it, but maybe a little bit, but bringing in just those hints of black metal with some of the atmosphere. But really, this is a doom record, all in all, like, never mind all the different influences. But this is just superb stuff. Easily one of my favorite doom records from the last decade or so. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of words to talk about this one. If you haven't heard this band before, please do yourself a favor and go check this out. It may bring you down, but it's worth the emotional journey that it will take you on. An outstanding album. All right, up next, I'm kind of cheating. This is 4 albums in one because it's just the package of CD that I have. I am talking about Warlock here with the I Rule the Ruins compilation. This is all 4 of their studio albums in one package, which is pretty cool. I mean, you got the updated album art there with Doro on the front. If you've never heard this band before, they are famous for their front woman, Doro. Doro Pesch. She went on to do solo stuff for quite a while after this band, but when this band started, it was very much early speed metal, classic heavy metal, and they kind of morphed over time to some more commercially accessible hard rock, straight ahead heavy metal. But I'll go through all 4 of them super quickly here. So you got Burning the Witches, the debut. You've got Hellbound, True as Steel, and then Triumph and Agony, which is probably their most commercially successful album. But it's cool to get all 4 of these in one package here. Just classic German speed metal, classic German heavy metal from the 80s. Like I said, female fronted. Her vocals are very good. Like, she sings with a lot of power and passion. You can hear the German accent coming through as well, so it gives it a unique flair. But yeah, if you're just looking for some good old 80s heavy metal and you haven't checked out Warlock, go change that. Give them a listen. All 4 of these albums are pretty good overall. I mean, some I like more than others, but if you can grab this whole package with all 4 of them, why not? It's well worth it. All right, we're going to switch it up to some death, grind, however you want to classify it. We're going with some Carcass from their early era, Symphonies of Sickness, this being their sophomore record here. So yeah, a band that should need no introduction, and started out in the grind stage with their debut Recaputrefaction, and this really advanced them musically and sound production wise quite a bit from the debut. This is one of my favorite Carcass records, actually. Compared to the debut, like, everything is improved. The songwriting improved. The sound production is night and day. You can barely even hear what's going on the debut. But here, they really came into their own. And then after this, they would start incorporating in more melodicism and eventually would morph into like a melodic death metal band. But the album right after this, Necroticism, is probably my favorite by them. But this one's not too far off. I still like that it has those early grind influences, and it's not overly technical yet it's still a lot clearer than the debut, and the songwriting is just really catchy here. Like, some of these riffs are just really awesome, and you got great song titles all like around medical terminology. Exhumed to Consume is awesome. Ruptured in Purulent and Pathological Necroticism, Crepitating Bowel Erosion, like just hilarious song titles. All in all, this is a classic death metal record. Go listen to Carcass if somehow you have not. Alright, we're going to come back with some black metal now, and what in my opinion is a very underrated band. They were only around for a little bit and put out only 2 albums before disbanding, but those 2 albums are some of the best atmospheric black metal out there. I'm talking about Wodensthron. Here I got their sophomore album titled Curse. I'm always have a hard choice whether I like this or their debut Loss better. It's a good decision to have either one that you go with. You can't go wrong. They're just a killer band. They're from the UK. Like I said, atmospheric black metal. So think bands like Winter Filleth, things in that vein. It's the similar style of music. To bring in the keyboards to add some atmosphere here, and just raging black metal. You've got like the closing track here, The Name of the Wind, is possibly the best song they ever created. It's just a long, epic, sweeping guitar lines that just drag you down and brings you with it, like brings you on a journey along with them. It's got some acoustic moments, some folky touches. First Light, The Great Darkness, The Storm is a fast, aggressive song. Just this whole album absolutely kicks ass. I wish this band was still at it, putting out more records. It's a shame that we only have 2 by them to go on, but I still go back to these 2 albums all the time. Outstanding stuff, some of my favorite black metal ever. If you have never heard Wodens Throne, this is as good a time as any to go check them out and to give them a listen. You will not be disappointed. Okay, and last but not least, can go with some power metal. Talking about one of my favorite power metal bands, Helloween, with their album, The Time of the Oath. So when I've been talking about Helloween on this channel, I mean, quite often I'm talking about the Keeper albums, or like the more classic lineup, if you will. So at this point, there's no Kai Hansen, there's no Michael Kiske, but this album still absolutely kicks ass. This is possibly my favorite Andy Darris era album. That's the singer that took over after Michael Kiske left. I got the special edition release here that has a second disc with a bunch of bonus songs. But really, I mean, the bonus songs, some of them are okay. Like they do a cover of Electric Eye by Judas Priest. But it's about the actual album here. This has just some classic cuts on it. And it's a solid power metal album, even though it's not featuring their most classic lineup. Got songs like Steel Tormentor, Power, Forever in One is a great ballad. Kings Will Be Kings. Like, all in all, this album, don't write it off just because it doesn't have Kai Hansen or Michael Kiske. This album kicks a lot of ass. It's a solid power metal album, and you should definitely go check it out if you're into Helloween at all, or if you're just into power metal. Don't skip it just because it's not from their famous era, if you will. Some of their other material is still very much worth listening to. So anyways, I ripped through those pretty quickly today. That's just 5 albums that I felt like talking about. So let me know what you thought of these albums down below. You can look forward to another one of these next month. So until then, Hammer Metal Reviews out.